Good afternoon, everyone. This is former Pennsylvania State Constable Stephen Wiggs of the 16th Ward, Allentown, Pennsylvania. And I'm coming to you guys to speak directly to the citizens of Allentown, Pennsylvania, as well as the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania as a whole, with regards to my contributions to the Commonwealth and to Allentown, Pennsylvania, and how they weren't properly received. First, I would like to start off with Allentown, Pennsylvania directly. You know, when I moved to Allentown, I've instantly found that there was a community inside there that could use genuine energy. I really didn't think of becoming an elected official, but I knew I just wanted to serve the citizens and utilize my drive to want a better future for our children, so that we could get that done, so we could help change the impact that these kids were plagued with in terms of negative environments. Well, I decided to do that through the constable's office. I saw that the constable's office had the authority. I saw that the constable's office had the history, naturally in the makeup of the agency, with it being a constitutional agency similar to the sheriff's department. And I saw that I was able to control how the office functioned. So that way, like with that idea in mind, I had the ability by law to give the citizens what they needed. But the citizens of Allentown did not know how to receive what I was given in the beginning of my time. But because I saw that the citizens did not really know, I sought to give education. And with that education, I wanted to combine the education with actions. And I did that. You know, a lot of people in Allentown were unfamiliar with the constable being a traditional peace officer that would be there to protect the citizens. No different than the municipal police department. Being that I knew constables in the area on a mass level for over 20 years led lies to the people, making them think that the constable's role is to be in the judicial system. So what I would do was I would draw up letters and I would drop them in the mailboxes of the citizens, giving them an idea of what was to come. And then gradually I would start to act out what it was in the letter that I told them I would give in the letter. And what was it that I said in the letter that I would give? I told the citizens in the letter that I would be more of a presence in the community, that they would see a uniformed officer from this office in the community. I let them know this. Now, because the constables before my time on a massive level led the citizens to think that our role was to only serve the judicial system, it was a hard time. It was a hard time for them to receive me when they would see my patrol vehicle outside. So a lot of people, when they would see me driving by, they would think that I was looking for someone on a warrant. So they weren't easygoing with talking to me, even though they elected me. Now, the crazy thing is, when I would run my campaign, I would tell the citizens that I would give them an officer that they didn't think they could have. And I would explain to them what that officer actually was through the constable's office. You know, that we are the peace officers of the land. We are the original peace officers of the land. Our role is to be the peace officers. You know, quell the disturbance of the peace. You know, stop threats. Be a presence. Be the peace officer. You know, like, we're just not law enforcement officers, we're peace officers. So therefore, and on top of that, we were elected to do just that. We're not elected to serve the court. That's just something we're able to do. You know, so I put that in the minds of the people so that they would be able to receive me when they would see me in the area. So it wasn't really received well by the Allentown police because of egos flaring. Egos were flaring. And I want the citizens to understand, like, how much I put on the line for them. I want the Allentown civilians to understand that I put my life on the line. You know, I put my freedom on the line because these people were malicious and doing things to get you jammed up, to get me jammed up, man. So what was I doing for the citizens of Allentown? See, along the patrols that I conducted inside my areas, I've stopped a guy from assaulting a woman. I've stopped multiple assailants from assaulting individuals at a Sunoco gas station. You know, I've manned multiple disabled vehicles, traffic accidents, all kinds of accidents. Man, I've spent time at rallies where no one would pay me any fees for my time in providing a peace officer's presence. I did so simply because I was the elected official of the area. You know, like when I ran my campaign for the office back in 2015, I spent 3 hours apiece before the time to run for election. I spent 3 hours apiece at 2 events in Allentown, Pennsylvania, at Roosevelt Park on the south side of Allentown, Pennsylvania. You know, the first event was a basketball event, and the second event was a church event. I spent 3 hours apiece at both events, only to see if the Allentown police will actually show at least one radio car coming through that location just to be a presence. And I spent 3 hours apiece at two of those events, and not one patrol car came through. Not one patrol car came through. 3 hours apiece at two events in Roosevelt Park, and not one patrol car came through there within 3 hours of each event. I said to myself, this is what I'm going to change. As the elected official of this agency in this particular area, I'm going to change this. People are going to get to see a peace officer's presence in my community, and it's going to come from their elected law enforcement official, as it's supposed to come from their elected law enforcement official. The Allentown police had managed to get upset with what I was willing to give because of egos flaring. And from there, it started a bad relationship between me and them, because they had this idea that they could tell the elected official of the constable office to stand down from patrolling and being a presence in the community that elected him to be the peace officer of the community. See, they weren't used to a guy like me coming along, someone that was willing to actually do the job. I want the people to know what I gave, what they did not pay for. I want the people to know what they did not pay for. You did not pay for any patrol car, any of my patrol cars. Okay, I want the citizens of Allentown to understand. None of you paid for my patrol cars. None of you paid for my uniform. None of you paid for any of the equipment that I use to protect you. None of you. You know, none of you paid for the time that I put in to protect you. The funding came from me putting in work in other areas of the state. So in essence, I had to pay to protect the citizens. I had to pay to protect the citizens that elected me to protect them. You see? But when it comes to what the government of Allentown outside of my agency did to me to get me removed maliciously from my agency, the citizens did not know how to support me. The citizens did not know how to support me. I spent just about my whole 7-year tour trying to educate the citizens of Allentown on the agency, so that when they saw me, they knew they had another peace officer outside the Allentown police to pull on for aid. You know, I spent my time, after realizing what the role of the agency wholeheartedly was supposed to be. I've given the citizens that role, and they did not know how to support me when the Allentown police was attacking, when the district attorney was attacking, when the judicial system as a whole was attacking me. It wasn't that I was being quiet about it. I got the NAACP involved. They didn't really do nothing about anything. They didn't help me. You know, and it wasn't just my area of Allentown that I helped. I was all over the city, aiding the community. You know, I saved people from getting hit by drunk drivers, or people trying to drive drunk, drive under the influence and put other lives in danger. When it comes down to the Allentown police, you know, we got into a lot of beef because the culture within the agency was taught not to really share the spotlight. But I didn't care. I didn't care. See, I wanted the Allentown police to understand I didn't have any beef with them. They had beef with me, which in turn making it personal, which in turn made it personal between me and them. So they did whatever they could to get me jammed up, get me gone. When I had got arrested by the troopers of Philadelphia and got suspended by my judge from office maliciously. Okay. I was gone for about 8 months. The Allentown police and the citizens of Allentown didn't see me for about 8 months. They thought I was gone. They didn't know that I was making a comeback. So when I finally got back, after the case was over, the Allentown police did not know how to handle seeing me again. They were so upset that I was back. The district attorney made it his personal business to get me burned after me and him had an argument in Sunrise Diner in the south side of Allentown about my status and about my uniform. We had a direct argument. Sunrise Diner did not want to give me the video footage of my interaction with him because I believe they're in bed with that man, the district attorney of Lehigh County. So, citizens of Allentown, I want you guys to know that I patrolled. I've taken action to protect you. I put out energy that you guys did not pay for. You see, I also, in 2017, have given volunteer peace officer services to Roosevelt Elementary on Susquehanna Street in Allentown. I protected the cross guard. It was me and my cruiser out there. I protected the kids. I protected the families. The Allentown police had the contract initially, and they were supposed to show up 2 times a week. The thing was, you never know what day they were going to show up. What were they supposed to do? What were their roles there? I guess they were SRO officers. I really wasn't trying to take anything away from these guys. I was simply doing what I was elected to do. And I wanted to know, I wanted to like figure out how could I best serve the community that elected me to protect them. So I donated my time to Roosevelt Elementary, an elementary school that's in the 16th Ward, my area. They did not pay me. The Allentown School District did not pay me. Okay? I did not ask for payment. I had an agreement with the principal back in 2017 of what my intent was and how was I going to best serve the school. And me and the principal came to an agreement. I would talk with the kids, I would help out with a peace officer's presence. I would walk the halls and let the kids know that there was a peace officer around. If a teacher had, needed a presence of a peace officer, I provided that. Guess what? 2017 8th grade graduation of Roosevelt Elementary, I was the peace officer. I was the law enforcement officer, shaking the hands of the students as they graduated across the stage. That is something that the people will not be able to take from me. That time that I put in. I want the people of Allentown to know that I've given my life, my career, and it was shitted on. Partner language, but it was. I was stabbed in the back by the constables that did not want to see my energy out there. And oh boy, it was a mess. Because what did I get? Instead of getting support from the people of Allentown, I got disrespect. Instead of getting support from the people of Allentown, I got undeniable disrespect. I got a district attorney that didn't care for what I gave. In fact, all he set out to do was to put a stop to the energy that I was giving the people. And the Allentown police also, all they wanted to do was put a stop to the energy that I was giving the people. you know. But although the citizens of Allentown did not know how to support me in terms of my fight against these other agencies, they did know how to receive what I was given in terms of the energy. They welcomed the energy. They like to see, they like to see me out there giving them this energy. You know, I used to donate my time playing basketball with the kids in the park and in the neighborhood. You know, I would donate my time in full police uniform, cleaning up the park, get trash bags and walk through Roosevelt Park and keep the environment clean. You know, I would do this on my own time, you know, and time that wasn't paid for, you know, but I gave it because I wanted the people of Allentown to have an idea of the real role of the elected official in this agency. I gave them that, you know, but it didn't matter because the black cloud that is over the community of Allentown is corrupt politicians. The district attorney's office, the district attorney himself is a corrupt person, you know, and a lot of people really don't know how to deal with him. And then his minions, the county detectives, they're corrupt too. You know, the people of Allentown got to see some news article talking about I didn't live in Allentown, when the owner of the house that I stayed with testified in court that I lived with him, and then also testified that the county detectives pressured him into lying, saying that I didn't live there. He put that on the record, that they put pressure on him to lie. You know, so how could the citizens come down on me trying to regurgitate and attack me with what the Final Call newspaper, or not the, I'm sorry, completely different newspaper, the Morning Call newspaper put out about me? I mean, they were ragging me, man. They were, you know, they had me all over the news for about a week or so straight. Like I was like a careered criminal, you know, trying to bash me and destroy me. And these people ate it up. You know, I'm like, I've given so much energy to protect this community, and what I get in return is the attacks from the community. So people couldn't understand the words that the word or messages that I would get when things came out. You know, people were really showing their truth because they couldn't wait for these people to do what they did to me. And they were just attacking. I was just getting all kinds of information about how people were talking so much mess about me. Like, you couldn't believe the district attorney, the Allentown police, and the county detectives could be corrupt. Like, these are some of the most corrupt systems in Pennsylvania. I experienced this personally. And although the corruption came my way, I still pushed through to the bitter end up until the judge maliciously removed me from office, talking about, you did not stay in your house enough. Like, what grown man tells another grown man when to go home or how to be at his house? You guys don't think that that's funny? That's crazy. You see, why do they put this much energy into me? Like as if I was trafficking women or something. You know, see, it's easy. A lot of people threw it out there to me that this is racial, and I'm just like, you know what? I tried my best to ignore the idea that it could be racial, not thinking naive or gullible. You know, I kept it in the back of my mind. What my objective was is to throw up all the chips and let you see where it lay and let you call it what it is. You know, we had a guy that's from my agency that actually got charged with child porn, and nobody's seen the light of day. Nobody's seen the light of day of that situation in the news. But you're talking about a guy that was proven to have lived in Allentown, was proven in court to have lived in Allentown, lived in my area. But the judge just simply did not want to accept the idea to let me live because he want to say I didn't go home enough for him. Like, who, like, after it's proven that I lived there, that's in the story, man. Like, see, this is where I know the system was corrupt. It's a rigged system. They maliciously removed me because all the objective was for them to get me out of my office, because they knew that as long as I was in that office, they could not do anything to me. They could not stop me. You know, the district attorney was powerless against me. The Allentown police were powerless against me. The Pennsylvania state troopers were powerless against me. Why? Because I didn't do anything legally wrong. So when you just can't jam somebody like that, man, like, you got to use the highest position in the county, which is the judge's position, to just kick me out. It's crazy, man. It didn't matter how much truth I showed the court. Me and my attorney showed the court. That judge was going to remove me anyway. And the highest proof that was necessary to be shown was the owner of the house coming and testifying. And he did. And it wasn't good enough for that judge. The judge acknowledged the fact that I lived there. But then he wanted to make it up on his own to say that I did not stay there enough for him. Like, are you kidding me? And then on top of that, the investigators, these detectives, man, they chose when they wanted to view, how they wanted to view the cameras. Are you kidding me, man? They're trying to say in 9 months of their investigation, I didn't go to my house. Straight up lying to the people. And it was allowed for them to do so. But the citizens of Allentown did not know how to defend me in this situation. It wasn't that the people did not know. I mean, it's like, yo, you just watched me go through this stuff. And just was quiet. Just was quiet. The rest of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania got to experience my energy as well. Manning disabled vehicles along the highways and roadways, helping out many different jurisdictions when there were no peace officers around, helping out Philadelphia tremendously. Man. Undermined, unappreciated. You know, this is what happens to people with good hearts. The evil gets to run over on them. Yep. And get away with it. Up until God steps in and says, we're going to turn the tables. And that's just what it is. Citizens of Allentown, I've given so much and received so little in return. Matter of fact, I received something great. I received great disrespect from the area. Select people would appreciate me, you know, in my community. They voted for me. You know, I've given them walking patrol services. I've given them vehicles present in the community. I've given the citizens actions that I would take that the Allentown police weren't giving. You know, select areas of Allentown would show some love. But when these people started attacking me, everybody was so quiet in my defense. I was just a rogue guy. So at this point, all I got to expose everything that I've given to the communities of the Commonwealth is these videos proving my actions to the societies around. Till next time, you guys have a good, blessed rest of the week, and weekends will come. Holla later. Peace.